Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name's Mamina. If you're new here, do subscribe. Tap the bell for all to be notified whenever I go live or I post new readings for the general collective. Also, like and comment this video. Share it too. Help get it out. The more people I can help in the collective, the better. With all of that fancy stuff out the way, the Divine Masculine has channeled this reading in. This is still a general reading for the collective. Only take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But the Divine Masculines would not let me rest until I did this reading. I actually shuffled the cards earlier. This is what came out, and I've let it sit. I was going to do it earlier tonight, but then my brother started steam cleaning, and that sound is louder than a vacuum. So y'all would not have enjoyed that at all. Hopefully you can hear the meditative music in the background. I feel like it'll help ground the energy here because these Divine Masculines want y'all to know that they're communicating to you through dreams. This is interesting, the way that they wanted to go about this, because they actually channeled for me to use this deck here. This is by one of my favorite tarot creators. And I used this one and one other one of theirs as dream tarots. I'm able to dream travel, but I don't normally like doing that. I only do it with permission. I just don't normally like doing it because I can't control what all I will see. The divine will show me whatever. I use the cards to kind of get a heads up. And it keeps me from having to go into your dreams. So I have not used this deck for the collective. I use those for personal readings. The fact that they chose that one is very interesting to me. Very, very interesting for a collective reading. But we're going to get right into this. They also chose the Casanova deck. Be mindful. I don't think anything crazy came out, but the Casanova deck is a sensual deck. So some of the pictures can be erotic. If that type of thing offends you, please skip this video for now. I will only rate this 18+ if the images that came out are graphic. If they're not graphic, I'll leave it as it is. But I'm going to give you that warning regardless. That means that there's also some sexual energy that's coming in here as well. We're also going to be using, of course, the Angel Romantic Oracle. They went to that one. I haven't used that in a reading in a while. And then we're going to tap into my soul sisters. I have Tina from Lady Oracle 1111, Divine Masculine Messages, and Rachel's Angelica Revelations 144, Flames of Desire deck here. Those are what they chose. I also noticed after I shuffled the cards, normally I just sit the decks down and that's it. If I feel compelled to go to the bottom of the deck, I do. But a lot of times I don't, so I just leave them. I put all the decks face up and I realized that it was an interesting message just in the decks that are facing up. So after I look at what's here, if I feel compelled, I will go to the bottom of the decks, okay? Just so that you know, now that we have all of that out the way, let's hop right into this reading. What is your Divine Masculine trying to tell you telepathically in dreams? You may already have an idea of this. You might be having dreams and you know it involves them, but you can't remember it all, or you can't remember none of it. You just wake up knowing that you dreamed of them talking to you, telling you something, maybe doing extracurricular activities, etc. We're going to go right into the first card. We have Two of Swords. Ooh. If you're used to me by now, if you've been subscribed to me for a while and you do watch my videos and you stay up to date, you've heard me speak about veils, a form of glamming, and fog, another form of glamming. I keep it very simple when I talk about these kind of things so that it's easy for everyone to kind of wrap their head around it. Some people don't like when someone's talking about that kind of thing. Some people don't. At the end of the day, my darlings, this is a psychic reading. Bear that in mind, right? But veils and fogs are something that can be placed on divine feminines and masculines to kind of keep them confused, keep them delirious. It's another way of manipulation with strong intent, whether it be through spell work or just strong mental capability. And please understand, spell work doesn't mean that you're not tapping into your magic or your power. What it means, you're going out of your way to enhance what you can do through natural herbs and things like that of the earth. You're not supposed to do this in a negative sense, but people do. This here is interesting because normally a veil It's thicker than this. It means that they might be able to see a silhouette of what's happening. For example, if a karmatic partner is trying to make them view you in a bad light, or if a karmatic partner is trying to pretend to be the divine feminine. Sometimes they will glam the masculine. Glams are nothing to play with. The lower the vibration the masculine is in, the easier it is to trick him, manipulate him, and etc. Especially with spell work. They're more receptive to it. They're more open to it, whether they understand it, believe it, or not. With that being said, sometimes they can get this inkling when they're in the veil that something isn't right, and they start coming out of it. Sometimes they'll act out as they come out of it. A fog, however, completely different story. They can barely see their own hands in front of their face. They can feel something's off, but they can't find you as easily. They can't sense you as easily. This here is interesting because this is super sheer. You can see her eyes clearly through this scarf here, through this veil. So it's like saying the divine masculine is letting you know, I understand I have decisions to make and that they're major. I'm no longer blind to them. In fact, I have two eyes open. I'm seeing the seen and the unseen, because down here, the two ends of the swords look like eyes. I hope you can see that. So it's like saying I'm physically starting to see what's going on, but spiritually I'm seeing everything. Whether this person is dealing with a karmatic family, karmatic partner, just having to deal with situations in life that they've been clouded on, they didn't know why. Maybe somebody had really negative ill intent towards them for whatever reason. They're like, my eyes are starting to open. I'm seeing it physically. It's still a little hard, but now my spiritual eyes are open and I'm really tapping into it. Also, notice the necklace has these feathers. Looks like feathers, right? This feels like owl feathers or eagle feathers. A bird that carries knowledge, or a bird. I'm just picking up on knowledge. It's like they're tapping into their spiritual knowledge intuitively, but they're also wanting to do it physically. They're probably watching this reading, especially since they bugged me so bad. Like I keep telling y'all, divine masculines be watching, okay? Whether they be in a feminine form or a masculine's embodied form, they be watching. Okay, so definitely pay attention to when you're having dreams, especially if they're cryptic, where you feel like your divine masculine seems really confused in the dream all of a sudden, and then it's like he has an epiphany, like out of nowhere. You might wake up before you see what that epiphany is, though. Let's get into the next card. It's another dream card, Swords Energy. Again, yeah, a lot of temporary mind space. The swords. For some people, swords energy, once you've gained clarity, you want that to be your permanent state. In that sense, swords can be permanent. On the surface, though, swords are temporary because thoughts are temporary. They come and go. So I feel like the reason they're trying to communicate to you with that swords energy, with that mental energy, is because they're trying to gain clarity. As you become clear on your journey, it helps them. When you are investing in yourself and you're actually like advancing your gifts, I actually just did a reading earlier about spiritual gifts. When you're tapping into your inner power, it's natural for your divine masculine to radiate with that and to come forward. It's natural for any masculine that is worthy to radiate with that and come forward. So you got to be mindful. Sometimes you might turn around and be like, oh snap, I got options, but the divine masculine, be it a twin flame connection or a soulmate connection, it sparks something into them. You might be the reason that veil is thinning and you don't even know it. It's not that you're doing anything in particular. I mean, you could be praying for them and that helps. Praying, placing protection, feeling the connection, allowing for it to flow, but not being attached to the outcome, not being so attached that when things don't work out, you're all down in the dumps and low vibration. You keep your vibrational high because you understand that you have to care for self. You have to love self in order to love another. That inspires them. At first, sometimes they can be a little offended because they're like, oh, you're forgetting about me? But other times it actually inspires them to come forward. It sparks something within them. I feel like your divine masculine is saying, I've fought enough battles with whoever put this veil here, or just certain things in life in general. I feel like they're saying, I've banged my head up against every wall possible. I've constantly had to repeat a lesson to figure it out. I'm done. I'm done fighting all these battles. I don't want to fight anymore. They don't want to fight you anymore, and they don't want to fight their karmatic situation anymore. They want to detach from that, detach from those past experiences, evolve and move forward. So I feel like they're saying, I've had enough victories and I'm coming forward. In a sense, it's like not wanting to fight with you, but wanting to fight for you. That's what channeled in here. So if this is someone you were with before and they're starting to come around again, that's them probably trying to fight to get back in your good graces. For those of you who have not met your divine masculine, but you're feeling them, they're feeling you too. They're drawn to you spiritually and intuitively, and they're willing to fight for you, fight to get to you, but they don't want to fight with you, and they don't want to fight anymore with the past experiences. So this is something that you might be dreaming about. And look, see the bird? Like I said, they're tapping into some type of inner knowledge, inner intuitive knowledge, but they're also starting to look it up in the physical world. They could be watching tarot readings, reading books. They're really trying to advance themselves to understand this connection more. It doesn't matter if they weren't someone that was that into it before. They could have also been somebody that was into it, but divine masculine sometimes get like half woke and then want to fake to everybody like they woke. I keep it 100 around here. They know me. They get it. We're not even going to go there. But for the ones that were doing that, okay, they're like, all right, I can't keep faking this. I can't keep disrespecting the divine like that. I need to really know what's going on here. So they're starting to tap in. Let's get into the Casanova deck. Remember, these cards could be explicit, could not be. It all depends. If that may offend you, you might want to skip this part. Let's go. We have Ace of Wands. I'm going to be blunt with you guys. We know this card as big dick energy. The swords and the wands are masculine energy first and foremost. So the fact that your divine masculine is also coming in here with all this masculine energy, all this energy to begin with. And remember what I said about when you're working on you, it inspires them to come forward. The Ace of Wands is about that spark of creativity, about that inspiration. But when it's in the Casanova deck, it's also sexual. So yeah, they're standing at attention. They're trying to come to you respectable. I can't even talk. That's how they got all of a sudden. They're trying to come to you in a very respectful way, but in their mind, whether you know you're divine masculine or not, in their mind, you're theirs. This is a thing. Y'all are spiritually married already. So it's kind of difficult to not approach you with that and just say, here, this is yours. Do with it what you will. Y'all know y'all divine masculines. Y'all know if they talk like that or not. But that's the energy coming in here. At the same time, they don't want you to necessarily think that that's all it is. It's like, that's not all it is, but it is a part of it because sex is sacred too. So we can just have this conversation. Y'all got some funny masculines. But they're not satisfied where they are. Some of them actually might be absent right now because they're trying to deal with all of this up here. But again, masculine energy, a lot of swords, a lot of fire, a lot of mental space, a lot of clarity. Be prepared for your masculines to come in like way strong, if you know what I'm saying. And we have the sun. This is what they want. This is the ultimate goal. The sun, they want that 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, prosperity, happiness, love, success. They want it for themselves because now, and let me explain, it's not about them being selfish per se. They realized that they were being selfish before, but that selfishness was actually crippling them. They realize now they have to want genuine happiness for themselves, not happiness that comes through validation of ego and pride, but one that is natural to soul. Natural for soul fulfillment, because once they reach that, or as they reach that, they can then approach you correctly. But their mind keeps going back to this. So you might be having dreams, you might be having sensual dreams of making love on beaches or during the sunrise, something with sun intimacy. Maybe they confess to you during that time. One of the interesting things about the sun card in this deck is it's a balanced card between sunrise and sunset. It's like that perfect. And notice all these wands at the bottom of the deck. They are standing at attention. You so much as blow a little breeze of air and it's a wrap. full eruption. I'm just saying that's the energy coming in here. Let's get into their personal messages. Or better yet, let's get into this deck. I was going to go here. Let's get here. This is what I'm being led to. We have deception. Yep. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Whoever, whatever they're dealing with, the person that was putting the mask on them, the person that was doing all that trickery and manipulation, whoever it may have been. Not everybody's dealing with a secret love or affair or marriage and all that jazz. However, whoever it was, they're seeing the deception now. And they're realizing this person actually encouraged them to be deceptive. They probably had to lie to you about stuff just to appease this person. Or they found themselves lying to you when they didn't want to. Fogs are no joke. Veils are no joke. A person can have a conversation with you, wake up the next day and swear to God it was a dream. Like they really didn't think they said half of the stuff they did. Don't take it as an excuse. Just understand it happens. Again, you may not believe in that type of thing, but you are watching a psychic reading, my loves. Okay? So I feel like the color blue is also really important to your person. Communication, throat chakra. But their favorite color may also be blue. Your favorite color could be blue. That's just something that started standing out here. Of course, we know that swords is air energy. So air signs might be important to you. It could be in your chart. Maybe in their chart. Doesn't have to be. But it is the energy of the situation. And it helps you to know that. We have wands energy here. So that's also fire energy. And of course, we have Leo here with the sun. So these signs can be important. This could have been around the time you met. This could be around the time things are going to start showing themselves. Or again, it could be in your chart or their chart. I will put the zodiac card, the zodiacs in the description as always. But some deception was going on here. And I feel like for some of you, your divine masculine was being deceptive. For others, they were being provoked to be because whoever they were dealing with were manipulating them to be deceptive. Or, and this is the biggest one, somebody was deceiving them and they're starting to see it. They're coming out of it. Let's get into the next one. I was just about to say that. Look, finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in love, in your love life right now. Listen, it's something going on with divine masculines in their coin, even when they're well off. Let me clarify. Even when they're well off. Either they're dealing with a karmatic that's trying to tap into that bank account. Maybe they have a kid with that karmatic. Maybe they were married to the person, or they had some type of business, some type of tie with them. And now that person is trying to mess with their coin. But what I strongly have been picking up, and I've been picking up on this for a while now, and I'm not the only reader that's picking up on this with the Divine Masculine Collective especially. Somebody's manipulating the Divine Masculine's money. Somewhere, somehow. It's either someone they're trusting to take care of their money with business, could even be a family member, but whoever and whatever it is, it's got them on edge and it's making them uneasy. It's not like, if they're well off, it's not like they're losing everything per se, but it's enough of a headache that it's like, okay, I got to get all this straight before I go to my divine feminine. I can't pop up with all this deception. I can't be lying to my divine feminine about my financial capabilities. I also feel like some of these divine masculines screwed themselves out of money listening to a karmatic, not following their own intuition, not listening to their divine feminine, and now they tied up in something that either involve courts, might even go a little deeper than that, but I'm not going to linger on that too long because that's not for everybody. You know your situation, you know if that resonates or not, but something's been going on with the divine masculines and coin. And I was just getting ready to say that because deception was here with this Two of Swords, and I could just feel that energy was pulling in there like that. Let's get into the next message. Wedding. Again, some of them may have been married to a karmatic, may have had a child with a karmatic. This wedding card has a dual meaning here. On one hand, I'm sensing divorce, and that could be another reason that there's financial issues. Somebody's divine masculine could be divorcing someone, and since that's what's happening, it's pulling in this energy. However, I'm also sensing the divine masculine is ready to take the leap. They're ready to get married. This situation involves marriage. They're ready to leave all the other junk behind and step into the sun energy and fully commit. The only issue they're not 100% sure that you, Divine Feminine, will really want them because of all the other stuff that they've been through, all the other stuff they might have put you through, all the drama you probably seen is in their life, especially if they got kids in court situations, i.e. the reason to be deceptive. Whatever it may be, they're nervous about that. Yeah, this card, it has a duality to it, so take how it resonates. The wedding card in this oracle for me isn't always like the I want to marry you. Sometimes it's the I'm divorcing somebody, or marriage or some type of arranged marriage situation was playing into why it took so long to have my sun moment with you. So let's get into the next one. Calling in your soulmate. What did I say? Using this moon, you probably also use this moon to manifest true love and affection in your life. You may have also tried to not put a face to it. Sometimes, you get tired of the journey, and or it's just hard to believe the person that they say is for you. And so sometimes you'll go, okay, well, I'm just going to pray for the divine masculine and try to have no image and no face in my mind and blah, blah, blah. And then what happens? The divine comes and dumps a bunch of synchronicities in your lap, right? And you find yourself just going, okay, whatever. I'm working on myself, and as I work on myself, I'm praying for them and just calling in my love. But I feel like this is the masculines more than anything. The masculines are like, I'm calling in my divine feminine. I done had enough of all this other junk. I want my sun moment, and I want it with the divine feminine. I also feel like they want children with you, divine feminine. I feel like some of them want a boy with you. Perhaps y'all talked about that before. I'm trying not to dig too deep because this is a general reading, and sometimes these masculines try to be sneaky and turn it into personal readings, but it's not personal reading. But we have your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So your prayers, their prayers, both of y'all having affirmations, visualizations of how this is going to happen without sacrificing your self-love and care for yourself. It's what's pulling this in, because in order to do affirmations, you have to feel it like it's already yours. Okay, let's get into their messages. Let's see what's going on. This could incorporate what they want to tell you, some of their fears that they may want to tell you, or it could just be them like wanting to love up all on you. We'll see. The energy was very mixed with this. Notice the moon, right? We have meeting you made me realize that real love is not only for books, movies, and the opera. No, that I can feel this type of love for someone which I never thought was possible. Yeah, the veil's coming off. Whatever they've been lying to themselves about, whatever deceptions they were telling themselves about this connection, or they were allowing someone to manipulate them to believe, it's all kind of things channeling in. They're waking up and they're like, no, there's this love here is on another level. Are you with another man? I don't know, and it drives me crazy with jealousy to imagine you being with a man. I want to drag him away and beat him for daring coming near and touching you. You are mine. They're stumbling on words a lot. Okay, so this would also explain what I was saying about the wedding card, where they're like, I want marriage with the divine feminine, but I don't know. I get the feeling some of you guys don't want friends and family telling the masculine what you're up to. You don't want friends and family to let them know anything. However y'all broke up, or however you separated for the time you separated, you wanted to focus solely on you. You didn't want them knowing your business. You didn't really want to know much of their business. In that amount of time, their mind has ran wild with thoughts of you being with someone else. It could also explain all of this masculine energy, this need to take you, this need to have you. It's like, I need to reclaim or claim for the first time my woman, my divine feminine. Now take this how it resonates. Take it for what your situation is, what your preference is. But they're crazy thinking about the thought of you being with someone else. And because it's taking them so long, or it has taken them so long to get to this point where they're starting to wake up, it's a huge fear. It's actually probably what keeps them sometimes like backpedaling, so to speak, is it's like, well, what if they're with someone else? Nobody will tell me if they're with anyone else. They might have seen you talking to a friend that's just a friend, but it's a person that they know you could be attracted to if you wanted to be, or a person that's attracted to you. Either way you want to shake it. I also feel like some of you feminists did for a while date someone else. Whether you are currently or not, I'm not tapping into that. Because like I said, those divine masculines could be watching. However, I do feel like at one point in time you guys were talking to someone, you may not be anymore, and just know they were like, oh hell nah. Oh no. Because masculines like to think that divine feminines can't do what they do. They like to think that they can go out and date and sleep around, all this other stuff, and divine feminists are just supposed to stay home and wait for their one day, maybe, could be, possibly return. Doesn't work that way, masculines. You snooze, you lose sometimes. Soulmates be waiting for the opportunity. Yes, twin flames have important missions and things they have to do. That's really one of, if not the biggest point of twin flame journeys. It's not just about pain, agony, the journey. The journey is understanding that when you do come together, you have divine missions. You change things in the world just by coming together in union. The things that you can do together, be it business, be it just the love you have between each other. So understand, when somebody's falling off that scale, the divine's not going to go, okay, well, such and such got to be miserable because so-and-so couldn't get their ish together. No, somebody else falls in that place. But that's kind of sometimes why divine masculines feel so safe to keep messing up when they're a twin flame, because they feel like, but I'm your destiny. Yeah, you okay, buddy? Keep playing around, buddy. Keep on playing there, big fella. We have, I can never find another girl like you. You are unique. That's something they truly love and admire about you, is your uniqueness. We're going to hop now into the flames of desires. Okay. We have waiting for you. Like I thought, some of the divine masculines here are fully masculine in body and everything. Others are feminines who are divine masculines. They probably like to go by terms he, him, or they and them, but they identify for the most part as a masculine. They operate from that part of their spirit the most. So bear that in mind. But I also feel like the divine feminines are waiting. Remember, we have calling your soulmate in. I feel like the divine feminines, you're sensing what's happening. And though you may not want to, you do find yourself sometimes waiting, and it's kind of irritating you. It's a little irritating because you're like, why am I even, come on, why? But just know the masculines are kind of waiting for a sign from you, is what I'm hearing. They're waiting for a sign. We have closeness. They're waiting for a sign to come and be close with you. They're waiting for a sign to come in and have that wish fulfillment, have that Leo, the lion, sun energy. I don't know why they just said it that way. Somebody must be a Leo, or you're a Leo. Interesting. Moving on. I'm trying to make room for all these cards. We have Snake Charmer. What did I tell you about that Ace of Wands? They're really trying to not just approach you like, hop on it, do what you got to do, claim what belongs to you. Like, they really feel you're this seductive to them. Remember, you're unique. No one can do what you can do. This is also for even if they haven't been with you yet. If they can feel your divine energy, it doesn't compare. It just doesn't. And that drives them crazy, just like thinking of you being with someone else drives them crazy. We have sit on my face. That's pretty self-explanatory, I would say. Pretty self-explanatory. Oh, Eskimo kisses. They really want this closeness with you. They really want this very intimate. Intimacy isn't just restricted to physical. And they really want a deep intimacy with you. Divine, effeminate, secret admirer. Remember, I said earlier there's a divine feminine amongst this group that operates from a masculine energy. I'm sensing both, though. I'm sensing a little bit of same-sex couples here, but I'm also sensing a divine feminine who has a masculine that they're into, but they operate a lot from their masculine energy. And it's interesting that that card came out of Rachel's deck, because Rachel's like that. I can be like that too. Sometimes we just tap into our masculine side and we just flow with it. It's just what we do. So there's definitely someone here that's a masculine energy, but they're effeminate in body. They're still into the opposite sex, but they tend to have more of an alpha role in a relationship. They could be dealing with a divine masculine that has more of a feminine role in the relationship. It's all energy, so you take what resonates. I also feel like there's a feminine that may suspect who their divine masculine is. You may not have had full interactions, and you're admiring him. And he's picking up on it and now sending you messages in your dream. Check what resonates. Might sound crazy, but that's what's coming in here. Sensual, tantric lovemaking. Like I said, they want a very deep, sensual connection with you. There's a lot of sexual energy in these cards, especially with the Ace of Wands from the Casanova deck coming out here. They want it heart to heart. They want to have a heart to heart with you. They really, really, really want a deep connection. They're tired of the fake, of the mundane. Bottom of the deck. Because this involves dreams, I found it hilarious as I did this and I looked over again and I seen the star card here. They're really manifesting this. They're like, I'm tired of waiting. I need this to come in now. What did I say about knowledge, about studying? Look at that, 8 of coins. They're working hard. They got their head in their books like, I'm going to figure out how do I astral project? I'm going to look into that right now. I'm going to astral project to her. She got to know. She got to know it's not a game out here, especially if there's distance. Like maybe you live in separate countries. Maybe you live in a different state or town. We have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. This is what they're trying to do. And I feel like for some of you, this is what you're trying to do. You both might have been in karmatic situations you needed to come out of. We have, I'm terribly sorry for treating you disrespectfully. I hope you can forgive me. Remember that deception card? And I said some of the masculines were being deceptive. Some of them might have felt like they had to be because they were around the karmatic, whatever the case may be. But they're like, forgive me for that. I just heard forgive me anything, I forgive you everything, or forgive me everything, I forgive you anything, something like that. Someone talks like that. What's attracting them and making them come towards you? Pheromones. They're riled up. They can't help themselves. I want you guys to understand whenever you see cards like this, some readers might know this, some readers may not. Everyone's journey different. Your divine masculine can pick up on what I call your soul scent. It's a scent that is uniquely yours. It's not your Chanel perfume. It's not what you go and get from Victoria's Secret and etc. It's a scent that is divinely you. They might be able to compare it to certain things, citrus, flowery scents and whatnot, but no one else has it. It's what makes them hunt you down when you're in an open space and they're trying to find you. They may not even know who you are, but they're like, something smells really good, and they just start looking for you. When intimate, not even just when intimate, when aroused, this is a scent that naturally comes off of you. You have to understand this human form, it's a higher level of animal. We still go through many of the processes that other animals go through, and one of them is catching on to a person's soul scent. A divine masculine can tell just from a scent alone when you're ready for them. So the fact that this card is at the bottom of the deck and they're sending you these dreams, and like I said, the Ace of Wands came out here, just know if your dreams haven't went that route, be prepared that they may go that route. And that's the reading, my loves. I hope that gave you guys some clarities. If your dreams have been weird and you're trying to figure them out, blessings, peace, love, and light to you.